So let's get to the people that have been patiently holding. I apologize for that. Let's get to Alan. Alan, you've been on hold for a while. How you doing?
Hey, good, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
Yep, go ahead.
So I'm ignorant to home loans. I have not bought a home. Late 30s, ex-military, and with a big corporation for about almost 5 years, and my credit's kind of smashed from a pending divorce. So my question is my VA home loan good? And should I go to a free VA course? What's my first step for getting a home? I happen to own people's homes for my job, so I see homes all day, and I see homes selling for, in the Sacramento region, $68,000 cash for a house. So even with bad credit, I'd be paying less than I'm paying in rent.
Yeah. No.
I don't have a bankruptcy or a foreclosure. I just have kind of, not the greatest credit, 600 something score. So what's my option of getting a house?
Okay, so first off, let me say thank you for doing your work as a veteran. I appreciate that very much. And yeah, the VA is a great solution for you for VA financing because it is 100% financing. You're actually probably not as far off as you think. If you don't have a bankruptcy and a foreclosure in your recent past, congratulations. If you just have some dinged credit because things are going on in your life, that's how things go. You really need to get to probably a 620, 640 credit score for VA, and if you're already at 600, you're not that far off. So there are some agencies, and they're not at the VA. There's some private agencies that can help you clean up some credit, establish some new credit, do those kind of things as well. And this is very, very common, Alan. Most of the first-time buyers that I deal with probably, realistically, don't buy for about a year before they actually contact me because they have something to do. They either got to save a little bit of money, they got to get their credit in order. There's just something that's going on. So it's not uncommon at all for a first-time buyer to talk with me about, 6 months to a year in advance. So the first thing you need to do is get the credit up. And I don't have all the stuff with me, but if you want to, or contact me afterwards, or shoot me an email at jeff@jefftarbell.com. I'll shoot you some names of some credit repair people. There are attorneys and different firms that can do that. Get your score back up, and then you're looking at no down payment. You go in and find the right house based on what you qualify for, and yeah, you probably be paying something close to what you rent for.
Is it still important, Jeff, to go to a course for VAs, or most brokers have enough information to help you?
Yeah, VA doesn't provide anything more than you can get from a direct VA lender. So I don't know if that answers your question, Alan, or not, but I don't think you're as far off as you might think you are.
It does. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys have a great day.
Yep. Thanks very much, Alan. We'll put him back on hold and get his information. Let's get who else has been holding here for a little bit. Hey, Floyd, welcome to Talkin Money. How you doing?
Well, thank you, guys.
Good. What's happening?
I find myself in a common situation at this point, upside down on my house by probably $80,000 or so. Had a couple of 30-day lates on the first and a few more on a second, and want to, I'm current at this point.
Okay.
I want to approach my lending agency with, some method of refinancing.
And
trying to get some advice on what the best approach would be.
Okay. Do you know if your loan is Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac or FHA? Do you know that?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
IndyMac was the lender.
Okay.
One West, I believe, took them over. So I'm not.
Yeah. So IndyMac didn't seem to. I don't think they had a lot of Fannie Freddie stuff. The first thing, and this goes to anybody out there listening, the first thing you can do today, because there's going to be a lot of changes coming up, and we're going to talk about those over the next hour and a half today. You got to know kind of where you fit in the scheme of things. So today, for all of you who want to know, just sit down and Google, does Fannie Mae own my loan? It'll bring up a little one-page, fill out your address information, and it'll say yes or no. If it's no, then you can Google, does Freddie Mac, M-A-C, own my loan? There's a little longer questionnaire there. It's still one page. And then you would probably know if you had an FHA loan already. IndyMac, you didn't. So if you got to know if you have one of the two of those, because if you have a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac loan now, there's already some programs in place to help you. But you got to know what you're asking for when you ask somebody. If you're not any of the above, then all of these new changes that are being proposed, which we'll talk about today, which is all this money that's come in from the banks, is to help you, the people who don't have a Fannie Mae or a Freddie Mac loan or an FHA loan or a VA loan, those of you that are kind of hanging out there in the wind a little bit, they are purporting to take some of the money that's being brought in by the banks to help either buy down your principal, lower your rate, do those kind of things for those of you that have been kind of left out in the cold by all the existing programs. And here's the part I don't know, Floyd. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac require that you're current and be current for at least the last 12 months for their programs. This new one, I don't know that you have to be. I mean, you have to have a 12-month history. So I'm being told that all the big banks that are identifying the Floyds of the world, people who don't have any other sort of backing to their loan, are going to be sending out letters and phone calls over the next month to say, we've identified you as a person that might fall into this category. I don't know if I'd call them tomorrow, but I might wait a couple weeks if you know you're not Fannie or Freddie, and then give them a call and see what they can do. But certainly stay current from now on if you can.
Excellent. Definitely will try to do that.
All right, Floyd. Thanks for calling. We'll put you back on hold. We'll get Floyd something out there as well. I don't know if she's doing that or not. That makes sense to you?
It does.
All right. Hey,
we don't have a winner yet. The question was,
okay,
on a per capita basis.
We got a winner on the text line, I see.
We do?
Well, anyway, go ahead. You get it. We'll take one on the call, too.
On a per capita basis, which country has the highest consumption of Coca-Cola worldwide at 625 servings per year?
So that's just a shot under 2 a day for every per capita. 2 a day would be 700. So a little less than that, a little less than 2 a day for every single person in that country.
Right.
Someone texted Alabama. Alabama probably thinks they're a country. We might want them to be their own country. They can sing country, but they ain't a country. So Japan is not it. We did get one on the text line there. You can take that one off the text line. There was no number?
No. She get it.
Okay.
I'll give you.
The Caribbean, no. St. Martin is not a country.
All right.
The Caribbean is not a country.
Did I tell you my kid takes Spanish? Did I tell you that? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he wants to learn how to speak in this.
Sometimes you get a drink of soda when you're talking that language. It hurts your throat.
All right, so if you know the answer to the country with a consumption of 625 servings per year per person, give us a call.
Okay, 339-1140 or 1-800-920-1140. Let's go. We got a couple phone lines that are open now. Let's go to, is it Josephine?
Yes.
How are you doing?
Hi.
I like it when women call, so take your time, Josephine. We get all these guys calling here. Go right ahead.
Thank you. Well, I'm calling with a big problem, and I really don't understand it. We started off with a modification with this private company that charged me about $7,000. No, she charged me $5,500 to do the process, and she kind of disappeared, stopped returning our calls, and then started making excuses that Wells Fargo or Washington or Wachovia Bank did not, respond, and she just disappeared. So we started communicating with the bank directly. Well, when Wells Fargo took over Wachovia, we got a person here in Sacramento that we were able to go to. With all that said, the modification's been in the process for 2 years now. 2 years. We're going on 2 years. And they keep asking us for the same documents over, updating the income. I understand all that. And since then, I was a nurse, got injured because I have diabetes and had the retina in my eye caused me to lose the vision, and so I couldn't do any heavy lifting. So I went on disability. So I needed the modification because of the income change. And we still haven't heard anything. And just yesterday, as a matter of fact, I got a notice in the mail saying that my taxes are due, or it's going to start a foreclosure process if I didn't pay that.
Okay.
So I'm kind of lost of what to do or where we need to go.
And this is a classic case where probably the person that you were dealing with originally with the modification is either being run down by the feds now because they were creating a fraud, and all those companies have pretty much been shut down. So this is for the rest of you listening. Let's learn something from Josephine's money, and let's learn that we got to deal with the lenders directly. You do not need to deal with a third-party company unless you're dealing with a law firm who might be processing like a foreclosure or something. I mean, a bankruptcy for you at the same time. That's different. So save your money, learn from Josephine, and let's go directly to the lender. Now, I've heard more this last week from companies, people that have told me that they have been strung along on a modification, only to be turned around and be foreclosed upon after doing everything they were asked to do. So you have to make a decision at this point. If you want to retain the house and you need some sort of a modification, you might want to talk to a bankruptcy attorney, because what they can do is stop everything in its tracks for you, figure out who should be dealing with what, and try to get this thing resolved, because the filing of a bankruptcy will end everything as far as losing your house. If you feel like maybe it's just time to let the house go, that they're not going to deal with you, and it's just you owe more than it's worth, then you might want to consider a short sale in this calendar year so you can avoid some of the tax implications. So there's a lot of things that are going on there, and that's not an easy one to do, Josephine, you almost have to kind of shock them into doing something for you, because otherwise they're going to keep screwing around and just asking you for more stuff, and then eventually they're going to foreclose on you.
Okay.
So you got to make a business decision. If you want to keep that house, I probably would seek out an attorney and have them contact them, and maybe even file the initial part of a bankruptcy just to stop what's going on.
Okay.
All right.
I will do that first thing Monday morning.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Hey, Jeff, before we take a break here, we did get a winner to our quiz question. The question was, per capita, what is the highest consumption of Coca-Cola? Which country?
Okay.
The answer was, Ryan gave it to us. It was Mexico. It's 625 servings per year per person.
Where was the United States?
U.S. was at 394.
So about one a day?
Yeah.
That must be me. I'm about a one a day person. We got to take another break. We'll do that. Ready, Grant? 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Iceland. You people, you make me laugh out loud sometimes.
There's 3 people that live there, and they drink a 6-pack a week.
I'm drinking as much as I can. I really got to pee, dude. I can't keep up with this kind of pace. We got to take a break. We'll be right back.